My name is Mark Vanderploeg. Thank you very much for allowing me to be here this morning. We've got an interesting planning process that we're doing in Holland. And I just get 10 minutes, probably 9 minutes and 30 seconds to tell you what we're doing right now. So I'm going to have to fly, and I apologize for that. So I'll come to my breakout. All right. I feel like a TV person here on election night hitting the screen. Okay. Why should we all care about energy planning, especially at the community level? Okay. Got a bunch of things here. Unpredictable energy prices, dependence on imports, supply security, impacts of climate change legislation, goes on and on. China, going around the world, buying coal contracts, any place they can find. Nuclear moratorium. I didn't want to do that. You know, the nuclear scene with Daiichi in Japan. How is that impacting energy? Worldwide and here even in Michigan and Holland. Energy innovation, things are innovating just continually all the time. I mean, what we know right now is going to change tomorrow. So, and how does that impact our economics? So, what is the city of Holland doing? We, apart from having to make some very important decisions in the very near future about baseload generation, and the city of Holland does have its own municipal utility that is an electric generator and a distributor. As a part of that process, we said, well, wait a minute here, we got to make a community energy plan. We want to have a roadmap of where our community is going to go in this space of energy. We hired a consultant, like everybody does when you got to do something like this. Ask the expert, get them involved. We came up with an energy mission, and what we want to do here is enhance city attractiveness to investors, businesses, and residents through cost-effective, reliable, clean energy supply. Okay, you can see there's a lot of things in there about economics and business. Okay, what are our goals? We want lower cost energy than neighboring communities, which we have right now. It's a real economic boost for us. We want highly reliable electricity supply from local sources. That is critical when we get into this. We want to create an industrial energy service that's tailored to investors' needs. We can do that because we control our own municipal utility. We want flexibility to meet changing technologies, legislation, fuel costs, and other market conditions. We want to meet our commitment to the U.S. Conference of Mayors Climate Protection Agreement. And we want to be a leader in developing a regional energy productivity strategy. A lot of stuff. Okay, Holland, at a real quick glance, hopefully you all have had a chance to be there. Okay, we're kind of a cool little town, but we are a small town, 33,000 people with the 2010 census, hoping to grow to about a little over 40,000 40 years from now. Okay, employment, we're at about 15,000 jobs right now in the city, and hope to be able to about double that to about 28,000 40 years from now. A large component of that is going to be energy market driven. That's where it's going to be a lot in this state also. Don't have time for some of these other numbers. We'll have to get back to that later. LG Chem, major player in Holland right now. They're producing lithium-ion batteries for a lot of the big three right here in the state. Johnson Controls, Saft, nice picture of grass here, but the buildings behind are where they are producing lithium-ion batteries for the automotive industry. Okay, we got Herman Millers of the world, we got Hayworths of the world. Why am I showing you these slides? I'm showing you these slides because these are some major multinational corporations, national corporations. These companies increasingly have greenhouse gas targets that they're shooting for. They want to all lower their carbon content. What are they going to do? They're increasingly looking, when they're looking to site new locations, they're looking for communities that have a grasp of where are they going with their greenhouse gases, where are they going with their carbon as a community. If you're not into this space right now looking at it, you will be in the future, believe me. City of Holland baseline. Last year, we estimated that we spent about $135 million on all forms of primary energy. Real quick here, carbon footprint. Last year, the entire City of Holland, we had 792 1,000 metric tons of greenhouse gas equivalents. What does that equal per capita? 24 metric tons per resident. It's just a number, okay? But it does give you a metric that we can compare ourselves to benchmark communities. Why is greenhouse gases emissions? Why is that important? It's critically important because greenhouse gas emissions is a proxy for energy performance and efficiency, okay? Energy use of fossil fuels is the main source of greenhouse gas emissions. Greenhouse gas emissions are a widely used metric for overall energy productivity. Greenhouse gas emissions reflect both energy efficiency and carbon content of fuels. Lastly, carbon dioxide equivalent is the measure, and CO2 equivalent per capita allows benchmark comparisons. Comparisons. In the United States right now, on average, it's about a 22 to 23 metric tons greenhouse gas equivalent per capita. USA municipal is at about 17 to 18, okay? In the European Union, this is just a comparison to show where we are with other folks. They are at about 11. The European Union municipal is below 10. They're at about 7 or 8. They use about half the amount of energy, okay? So you can see how much more efficient they are. City of Holland in 2010, like I said, we're at 24. These other numbers, we'll have to talk about those later. In our energy plan, it was critical that we use a framework. If there's any engineers out there, you're going to recognize this. This is the classic loading order. This is how we approached our plan and said, okay, what's really important? Number one, energy efficiency. If you don't need it, don't use it. Heat recovery, if it's already there, use it. This is district heating. We'll talk about it in a little bit. Renewable energy, notice that's third down here in importance as far as we're concerned. If it makes sense, go carbon free. Energy distribution, that's smart grid stuff. Where's the beef? What are we looking to do in our plan? Over all of the scenarios, all the things we're doing, we're going to be looking at a voluntary energy performance labeling program. We want to get this in. It's got to be voluntary. I don't think that we can make it mandatory. Maybe Ann Arbor will figure out how to do that for us. But we're already talking with some folks in Grand Rapids about maybe doing a West Michigan regional approach to this. It's something that we think once it gets out in the marketplace, people are going to go, really? This building has that type of an energy performance? And they're going to start demanding more information about stuff. And with all the lithium-ion battery people, what's important to us? Yeah, we want some electronic vehicles, okay? We're going to be pushing that. Interesting, the greenhouse gas stuff that comes out with that. You might all think that electronic vehicles are great as far as greenhouse gas. Okay, now we're getting to the beef of the report here. One of the major things we got to do in this plan, and as communities, we need to be able to scale up projects, okay? It's time to get beyond just doing incremental projects, voluntary stuff, okay? Well, a lot of stuff's got to remain voluntary, but we got to start scaling things up. If we're ever going to change the needle on getting more efficient, driving down greenhouse gases, we got to get to scale, okay? In our plan, we have got 5 proposed neighborhood scale projects. I don't have time to talk about them all, but one of them is going to be critical. So it shows a snapshot of our historic district area just on the south side of downtown. We got about 150 homes in here. We were proposing a neighborhood scale project to get in and do huge retrofits, okay? I don't know how we're going to do this. Nobody really knows how we're going to do it. We're still looking to Ann Arbor to figure this out for us. Okay, but we got to figure a way to crack the code, crack the DNA of being able to do scale projects, okay? Once we can learn how to do this in one little neighborhood, we can learn how to replicate it to the rest of our community, and that's our goal 40 years from now. We want to have every single house in the city of Holland upgraded basically to today's code, okay? That's an indicator of how inefficient our homes are right now. It's really kind of bad, but that's a big thing. Another project we want to do is in our Southside Industrial Park. We want to get into, we want to coax our Board of Public Works into being more of an integrated in industry. Oh, I heard the buzzer. Okay, I'll go real fast. We want to be able to create an integrated industrial park. This is really kind of European type stuff. They're doing this in Germany, they're doing this in South Korea, China. We want to get to the point where our BPW is not only providing heat in the form of hot water, district heat, okay, get away from the steam stuff, old, antiquated. We've got to get to district heating, but providing processed steam, providing cooling, compressed air, providing the water, wastewater, yep. But on-site energy sources too, cogeneration in the form of CHP engines. Yes, and get to renewables, heat recovery. Do it all on one site. This is an example. Gersthofen, I don't have a good accent on that, but in Bavaria, they're doing this, okay? We want to be able to replicate this. And lastly here, one big thing that we want to do is initialize a district heating system in our central neighborhood area. We have a big thermal plant right here. It's a young coal plant, provides electricity for us. All of that, the thermal energy, is wasted. Well, no it's not. We use some of it for our snow melt downtown. I'm glad to see Grand Haven, and maybe there's some other communities are learning how to capture their thermal energy too. But we want to be able to set up a grid network to get to some of the big buildings, Hope College, Aquatic Center, hospital, whatever, and be servicing them with district heating in the form of hot water. The pink line right here is the road project that we're looking to do next spring. That's Central Avenue. We're looking to put in the initial spine to this system and a district heating pipe to get this thing rolling. So hopefully that will work. Okay. Final slide. This encapsulates it all. I think I'm done. Thank you for your time.